Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I made this 3D stitch cake. If you guys want to see how I did it, well, keep on watching. The flavor of the cake was a marble cake with a ganache filling. To make the body, I stacked together two 7-inch cakes, and then I did one 6-inch and topped it with a 5-inch cake. By the way, it's super important that when you're stacking cakes together and that the filling is a little bit soft, that you always do a rim with buttercream. This will create a glue for your cake. Once all my cakes were stacked, I could go ahead and carve. And what you want to do is follow the smallest part at the top and you go at an angle all the way at the bottom. Keep all your cake that you carved and set it aside, and I'll explain to you in a minute why. Crumb coat your cake and pop it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Once the cake is chilled, you're going to cover it with a second coat of buttercream. Then you're going to make some blue fondant, roll it out, and then cover your entire cake. Working with fondant could be very tedious and annoying at first, but there's little tricks that you can do, and it all comes with practice, obviously. So once you roll your fondant and you put it on top of your cake, always start by the top first and then bring the fondant slightly by massaging it down. So like that, you will have a very smooth surface. Use some spatulas also to smooth out the edges and the sides also of your cake, and then simply cut out the excess. Place some straws in the middle of your cake. This will create stability and to make sure that your cake will not sink in. If you don't want to use plastic straws, I totally get it. You can also use wooden rods. So for the head, what I used is a soccer ball mold. I believe it's a 6-inch, and then what I did is I just cut it in half. So because Stitch has an oval shape face, what I did is that these pieces that I'm putting right here, it's actually the scraps that I told you to keep. I mixed it with a little bit of buttercream, created like a paste, almost like a cake pop paste, and then I just placed it on each side. I carved his mouth, and then what I did is I covered the entire cake with buttercream to do a crumb coat, and then pop it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. If you find that you're having a hard time to smooth out everything when you have shapes like this, I always use this kind of scraper to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. To make the eyes, what I did is I gently removed a little bit of the cake to create a little bit of a crease, and then I covered it with buttercream. This will create a realistic look. And once again, pop it in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes. Using the same color fondant that you use for the body, you're going to cover the entire face. Make sure to take your time. You don't want the fondant to rip, especially not in the area of the eyes and the mouth. So like I said before, always start by the top and then you work your way at the bottom. And then when everything is smooth out, you can go ahead and cut the excess. Once you remove all the fondant, then take your spatula and go over it to make sure that everything is perfect and smooth. Place some buttercream in between both the body and the head, and this will act as a glue. I'm using my shaping tool to create more definition on each side of the mouth. Fill out the gap of the eyes by gluing a lighter shade of blue, and you're going to glue this piece using a little bit of water. Water and fondant create glue. Add some eyeball and also 2 little round pieces at the top of your eye. This will give a really cute, realistic look. You can add your nose, and if you want to make sure that it doesn't move, a little trick that I have is simply melt a little bit of candy melts, place it at the back of your nose, place it, and it won't budge. Paint the inside of the mouth with edible black powder dust, or you can even place a black fondant piece. Add your tongue, and then you can go ahead and place your little teeth. Using some white fondant, I made some little teeth, and then I glued it to my mouth using a little bit of water. I'm letting you know right now, this was not easy and it took a lot of patience, and I had to restart a couple of times because these pieces are so tiny. It made it very difficult to work with, but if you use a toothpick like I'm doing right now, it will help a lot. So don't lose patience and just use a little toothpick like I'm doing right now. Using the same color fondant that you did for the eyes, you're going to place a little piece like that right at the bottom of the mouth. And then add another piece with the same color at the front of his body where his belly is going to be. To give more definition to his eye, what I did is I rolled out some black fondant and then glued it at the top of his eye, and then I placed a blue fondant on top of it. And then a little piece also at the top of his nose, and I also did some little hairs. For the ears, it's super important. So you're going to roll out some blue fondant and pink fondant and glue them together. But what I did is that I used some Tylose to my fondant, and this will one, speed up the process of drying and also harden my fondant. And I let it aside for at least 48 hours. For my legs and arms, what I did is that because they're quite thick and I didn't want to use all that fondant, so I cheated a little bit. And what I did is that I used some Rice Krispie treats and I just created the shape that I needed and then cover it with fondant, and it worked perfect. So here what I'm doing is rolling out some fondant and I'm going to create the front paws. So it's a great way of basically not wasting a lot of fondant. You're going to use some Rice Krispies, shape into you whatever shape that you want, and then you just cover it with fondant. And at the end of the day, it's still edible and it works perfect. And to glue it to my cake, I simply use a little bit of buttercream, and this is going to act like a glue, and I simply just glue it on top of my cake, and then that's it. I'm going to do the same thing for the paws and the back, using a little bit of buttercream and gluing my pieces together. And look, I don't have to use a bunch of fondant and waste so much money. It just does the same effect. And then I made some little balls like this, and then I glued it at the top of my foot. I'm going to do that at the back and also at the front paws. I made some creases using my ball tool and I filled them up using a little bit of fondant just like that, and by gluing them with a little bit of water. And then to glue my ears, I did a combination of buttercream and candy melt. Make sure that once you place that ear to your cake that it's really the spot that you want, because the candy melt, once it's dry, like you can't move it. You're gonna rip the fondant out. I crushed some cookies to create a sand effect. So super simple. You're simply going to crush some cookies, place a little bit of buttercream at the bottom of your cake plate, and then you fill it up with sand, and that's it. This is the final look. It's so adorable. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and again, thanks for watching.